Blue Ink by Elizabeth Scarhart and Snowball the Snowflake. Illustrated by Snowball the Snowflake. Narrated by Elizabeth Scarhart. Chapter 2. Building the Ship. The next morning, Santa's alarm on his phone got him up at 5 a.m. as usual. He washed up, got dressed, and headed downstairs, surprised to hear something sizzling on the stove. Was Pap awake? He turned to the kitchen, and sure enough, there his brother stood.
Nightmares?
Sans asked. Yeah, Pap shrugged. Want some breakfast? He cracked another egg into the frying pan and placed a few more strips of bacon. Sorry, it's not tacos.
It's fine.
Sans got himself some orange juice and sat down at the table in the kitchen.
What were your nightmares about?
Just the usual, Papyrus shrugged. Once the food was cooked, he loaded up 2 plates and set them down before sitting across from his brother. So I have a question. Are you ever going to tell Ink that you like him? Sans would have choked on his orange juice if he had a throat.
Papyrus, that's not funny!
He whined. I wasn't making a joke. You're the one who likes puns, not me, Papyrus said. You should talk to him. Maybe he returns it.
Papyrus, we've been over this.
Sans sighed.
He's a defender of worlds. I may be the magnificent Sans, but I'm nothing like that. I'm not good enough for him.
Papyrus held in a laugh. If only Sans knew what Ink had said yesterday. But he knew telling him wouldn't fix the problem.
Still,
Sans said slowly,
I want to do something nice for him. I found out something bad yesterday.
Sans's tone lost its usual cheeriness. This was serious.
Ink lives with error. He has some pocket thingy to protect himself, but he still lives with him. I'm worried. Is he okay there? He's all alone. I want to do something.
Papyrus thought for a moment. You consider asking Undyne? Undyne was the royal scientist and an accomplished inventor. There had to be some way she could help.
I suppose I could,
Sans replied.
I was thinking I could also make a room for him here? Give him an extra space to go home, you know?
Papyrus nodded. That's a good idea too, bro. We have that extra spot in the back of the shed. With a little cleaning, paint, and some maintenance, it could serve the purpose. The two finished eating. I'll go to Hotland and talk to Undyne today. You can get started on the room in the shed. Sans' smile widened and his mood instantly was restored.
You're the best, Pap.
He ran over and gave his brother a hug. Papyrus chuckled, hugging back. Papyrus kept his word. Later that morning, he made his way to Hotland and to the lab Undyne worked at. Not surprisingly, he found her curled up on her chair, eating a cup of ramen noodles and watching Kiki's delivery service. After a few moments, Undyne noticed her guest. Papyrus! Sorry, I didn't see you there. Papyrus shrugged and entered. I need to ask you about an invention idea. After about 30 minutes, he'd explained the situation in full. So in short, we owe Ink everything. I'm 100% sure those two like each other. And Ink does need some help, even if it's just support. So, can you help me build a device to help Sans visit him? Undyne thought for a moment. I think you might be in luck. See, the previous royal scientist actually looked into dimensions and the like. Maybe his notes have something we can use. The two went into another part of the lab, one that was normally closed off. Inside, there were piles of binders, the previous scientist's old notes. The two spent the rest of the day sorting through them, pulling out anything that would help them create what was needed. When they finished, they were both exhausted. God, I need a cigarette and a meal at Muppets, the pirate groaned. Well, we got what we need, Undyne said, trying to cheer him up. Just give me a few weeks and I'll have what's needed. Though I also could use a break now. Want to come with me? Papyrus offered. Undyne nodded, and the two made their way to Muppets. Papyrus had his usual honey with a bun, and Undyne had a Danish stollen and a cup of tea. So, what's Sans doing while we're working on this? Undyne asked. He's working on a bedroom. Along with the way to reach him, he wants a place for him to stay and rest away from the anti-void, Papyrus told her. I'm playing along not only for Ink's sake, but I really want to see those two get together. Undyne nodded. I've never met Ink, but it sounds like they'd be really cute together. They obviously care about each other. Papyrus nodded. But both of them are held back by the fact that they're different beings. I swear, this sounds like something from one of your animes. Well, if it works out helping, it'll probably bring them closer, Undyne said. That's what I'm hoping, Papyrus told her, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Cheers to that, Undyne said, and they clinked their drinks. Not surprisingly, he found her curled up on her chair eating a cup of ramen and watching Cookie's delivery service. That's not what it's called. So, can you help me build a device that'll help Sans visit him? Ugh.